In the dim glow of a roadside diner just off Interstate 95, where truckers and weary travelers sought refuge from the endless highway, Alexander Hargrove stepped out of his sleek black limousine. The billionaire tech mogul, whose fortune was built on algorithms that connected the world but left him profoundly isolated, had pulled over on a whim during a late-night drive from New York to Miami. Rain pelted the windows like impatient fingers, and the neon sign flickered, open 24/7, in defiant red. Alex, as he preferred to be called in moments of anonymity, adjusted his tailored coat and pushed open the door, the bell jingling like a forgotten memory. Little did he know, this unassuming pit stop would unravel the threads of his carefully guarded past. Inside, the air smelled of fresh coffee and sizzling bacon, a comforting contrast to the sterile boardrooms he inhabited. The diner was nearly empty, save for an elderly couple sharing pie in a corner booth and a lone waitress wiping down counters with rhythmic efficiency. She was young, perhaps in her mid-20s, with tired eyes that held a spark of quiet determination. Her name tag read, Lily, and her uniform was crisp despite the late hour. As Alex slid into a booth by the window, watching raindrops race down the glass, Lily approached with a warm smile that seemed genuine, not the forced politeness of high society galas. "What can I get for you, sir?" she asked, her voice soft but steady, like a gentle stream carving through rock. Alex glanced at the menu, his mind elsewhere. "Black coffee and whatever's hot and quick." "Surprise me." She nodded, jotting it down. As she turned to leave, her gaze caught the glint of light on his hand. He wore a simple gold ring on his right pinky, etched with intricate vines and a small emerald at its center. It was an heirloom, one of the few remnants from his estranged family. Lily paused, her eyes widening slightly. "That's a beautiful ring," she said, almost to herself. Then, with a hesitant smile, she added, "My mother has one just like yours. Exact same design. Funny coincidence, huh?" Alex froze, his coffee cup halfway to his lips. The ring wasn't just any piece of jewelry, it was custom made by a long-gone artisan in a small Italian village, one of only two ever crafted. One for his father, lost in a tragic accident decades ago, and one for. He shook his head, dismissing the thought. Coincidence indeed, he muttered, but his voice lacked conviction. Lily walked away, unaware of the storm she'd stirred in his chest. As she returned with a steaming plate of eggs and toast, Alex couldn't help but probe. "Your mother, does she wear it often? The ring, I mean." Lily set the plate down carefully. "Oh, yes. It's her most prized possession. She says it reminds her of a love she once knew, back when she was young and full of dreams. Life hasn't been easy for us, but that ring, it keeps her going." She chuckled lightly, but there was a sadness in her eyes. "Sorry, didn't mean to overshare. Enjoy your meal." Alex ate in silence, but his mind raced. The ring's twin had belonged to his mother, who had vanished from his life when he was just a boy, leaving behind only whispers of scandal and heartbreak. His father, a stern man who'd built their initial wealth through sheer grit, had never spoken of her again. Alex had inherited the company, the fortune, and the solitude. But now, this waitress in a forgotten diner claimed her mother owned its match. It couldn't be. Or could it? Curiosity gnawed at him like an old wound reopening. When Lily came to refill his coffee, he asked, "Where did your mother get her ring? If you don't mind me asking." She leaned against the booth, glancing around the empty diner. "It's a family story, actually. Mom was a nanny for a wealthy family back in the 80s. The wife gave it to her as a parting gift when she left. Said it was a symbol of new beginnings. Mom's worn it ever since, through thick and thin. Raised me on her own after my dad passed. She's sick now, cancer, and that ring, well, it's like her good luck charm." Alex's heart pounded. The timeline fit. His mother had been the wife in that story, disappearing after a bitter divorce, taking nothing but her dignity and, apparently, leaving behind a token for the young nanny who'd cared for him as a child. He remembered her vaguely, Evelyn, with kind eyes and stories that made bedtime magical. Could Lily's mother be Evelyn? The thought was absurd, yet the ring was proof. He stared at his own hand, the emerald catching the light like a buried secret surfacing. "Tell me more about your mother," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "What's her name?" Lily hesitated, sensing something deeper. "Evelyn. Evelyn Thompson now, but she was Evelyn Hayes back then." The name hit him like a thunderclap. Evelyn Hayes, the nanny who'd vanished alongside his mother in the chaos of his parents' split. No, not vanished. Perhaps protected, hidden. His mother had confided in Evelyn, treating her like family. When she left, she must have entrusted the ring to her, a silent bond. Alex's father had erased all traces, raising him in a world of wealth without warmth. But here, in this diner, fate had looped back. You're her daughter. Alex stammered, piecing it together. Lily frowned, confusion etching her features. Whose daughter? Sir, are you okay? He removed the ring, placing it on the table between them. This ring was made for my family. One for my father, one for my mother. If your mother has the other, she must have known them. Known me. Lily's eyes widened as she sat down across from him, the diner fading into irrelevance. Wait, you're saying, my mom worked for your family. She never talks about those days much. Said it was too painful. The family was torn apart, and she left to start over. Alex nodded, emotions surging, regret, wonder, a flicker of hope. My name is Alexander Hargrove. My parents were Reginald and Clara Hargrove. Your mother, she was more than a nanny. She was my confidant when I was 5. I remember her stories about faraway lands. When my mother left, Evelyn disappeared too. I thought she'd abandoned us, but maybe she was protecting something. Lily pulled out her phone, showing a photo of an older woman with silver hair and those same kind eyes, wearing the identical ring. This is Mom. Does she look familiar? Tears welled in Alex's eyes, unbidden after years of suppression. Yes. God, yes. She looks just like I remember. What followed was a whirlwind of revelations. Lily shared how Evelyn had fled the Hargrove estate amid accusations and threats from Reginald, who blamed her for aiding Clara's escape. Evelyn had changed her name, raised Lily in modest anonymity, working odd jobs to make